Hey, real academics, Maggie here. In this very short video, I'm going to show you how you can very easily set up your own professional website. Now, your university may have a space for you to do that, so by all means do that. However, I do find that more and more people like to kind of have their own space on the internet as well. So if that's your case, then I want to show you one of the easiest ways I've found that you could possibly do that and take whatever you build with you wherever you go. So with that, let me share my screen. So what you're seeing here is Google. If you don't have a Gmail, you can create one for free. It's really ridiculously easy to do so. So here you can see I have a Gmail account. And so what you do is you find Google has a lot of different services. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes, but in a good way. So what you do is you find Google Sites. Now it's not always like the easiest thing. So I have to put more, and then I scroll down and I'm looking for sites. So lots of advertisements here. That's okay. Let's keep going till we see sites. Here is sites. Now you can create a shortcut so it's not, you don't have to do this every time. But I'm showing you the whole process, like if you were doing it from scratch. Now you'll see that it says here, start a new site. It can be blank. And then there's all these templates. Now, this is the template we're going to use. I think it's really cool that they have this. They didn't used to. As far as I don't know, I just happened to have seen it now. If you don't see it here, you go to template gallery. And so you'll see there's categories like personal, work, small business, education. That's the one we're looking for. So if you're a graduate student, you can click on this. And if you're a professor, you can click on this one. If it's a class, a club, student portfolio. So I'm looking at these two. I'm going to click on this one just for fun. And so what happens is you get this really nice template that's already done for you where you can upload where you can just start playing with this. Now, I have found personally Google Sites to be rather intuitive for the most part. The way I function is I just kind of play around with buttons and things. So like, for example, the first thing I see is this picture, right? And I see it's highlighted already for me, or maybe I clicked on it. So I definitely would want to replace the picture, right? Because this is so notice I click on these dots, I can upload. I already had a picture I wanted to upload. Click, there's my picture. Okay, yeah, it's not perfect. Let's play around with it here. Let's see, let's click on it. Looks like there's a crop feature. Oh, okay, so I can move my picture around. That's cool. Now, okay, my file's kind of big, so I don't want to zoom in. We'll just leave it at that. Still not so happy with it, but what happens if I click here? Ah, okay, there we go. That's better. So that's how I work with websites. Doesn't look as centered as I like. Just kind of play around with it. Notice it's very easy to go in and just put your text, so on. You can put what your title is, your university. It's already all done for you. They even have social media links. If you have a social media account, of course you could link that. Although I'm not sure how they have it set up here. Anyhow, we're not going to go into that much detail, but you can always delete things. You can remove things. If you go, oops, I didn't mean to do that, you can say undo. Notice it guides you, like if you don't know exactly what you want to put on your site, they have a very nice guide here for you. Include your academic professional biography, and on and on. Now, if you go to pages, they already have pages for you. Like, this is the main page. They already created like a teaching page for you. And you would just go in here and change it to I am teaching however many courses at this university. And you could even put in your courses here. So adding and deleting things is super easy. You see this trash can, you can delete. You can also duplicate something. See? So it's so easy, I think. I mean, compared to other, I've tried different systems. Now, it is a little more templatey if you really wanted something custom. I think a lot of people like WordPress. Squarespace is very popular. There's probably a lot more I don't know about. What happens with those, depending on you, sometimes they're a little complex, and that's when people hire their people to make their sites for them. But the point of this is to make something ridiculously easy for you and straightforward. And so that's why I recommend Google Sites at this time. They have a writing page for you. Again, if you wanted to change this, you could. Or you could say, oh no, this is great. I want to show my writing here. Or if you want to call it, you know, publications. Oops. Or, and then like they already have it set up here for you. That's pretty cool. I had actually never seen this before, so this is my first time exploring this particular template with you. So nice, very nice. Of course, you can change these titles for sure to whatever you want it to be. Ooh, it's also nice. They have a footer created for you. Like you can create this yourself. So like when you change this, it's going to change across all the pages. They have one called Interviews and Media. So if you have that, or you could call it like my YouTube channel, right? Or whatever, you can change that. You can upload videos. So let's see, let's duplicate here. And whoops, sorry. So I know you can insert videos. So notice I went to insert. So if you have a YouTube, oh, I should have gotten a YouTube page. You can actually link it to here and it will show up. So you can totally customize that. I'm going back to pages. They have office hours. It's nice. So what if you wanted to add a research page? Well, you can, and you like the way, you know, the setup, you don't want to mess too much with that or have to create it from scratch. Then you can always duplicate the page. And so I'm going to call it research. And so now this is my research page. I can change the image here, just like I changed the image previously, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have one. Now, something you want to be aware of when you're doing all this is the name of the actual page. So we changed writing to publications. So you'll want to go to properties and make sure this matches whatever title you have, if you want to be that picky about it, because that's going to show up when people, like on the URL, on the website name. So that's it. I mean, you can insert your own blank page if you want. Here, you can say, I want a new page. And I'm going to call it new page. Okay, let's say I want a page on service. Okay. So, oh, nice. It did it with a template. I didn't expect it to do that actually. So now if you don't like the order in which these are, you can click on them and move them around. So there's a lot of features. I could probably spend an hour talking about them, but I think it's better for you to play around with it. And again, this is just meant to be super, super easy for you. I would recommend just using the template, putting it all in, and voila, you have it. Now, what happens when you're done? So you click on publish. And okay, so what you do here is you put in the name of your website. It could be your name. And so there we go. So my website's going to be https://sites.google.com/view/Maggie Huerta. which is fine if you want it for free through your Google account. Now, if you want a custom domain, you can also do that. That's a little more work and it costs. So if you have the domain, then you can start setting it up here. If you don't have the domain, like that's if you want like, oh, I want my own website that's like www.maggiehuerta.com or something like that. That's when you create your own domain. Otherwise, you can have the free one with Google, like this on Google. It's just a little harder to share. So if you want your own domain, you can make it on, these are just two of probably a bazillion choices. So I'm not endorsing any of them. I'm just saying, I want you to see what it looks like. So Squarespace is really popular right now. So I just Googled Squarespace domain name and this came up. So like you can click here. And so what you do is like, I want my website to be maggiehuerta.com. Maggie Huerta. Okay, let's see. maggiehuerta.com is available. So I could click on this for $12 a year and continue to the checkout. And Squarespace will charge me every year, but I will own that domain name. So when I go back to my publish here, I would put in, I would go through this process here and put in like my domain name, and it will search and know it exists after I've created it. So it's a little, you know, some steps, but it's not too bad. I would really encourage you though to do your research on domain names. GoDaddy is an older one that's been around for a long time. And so again, you always have to search because a domain name may be taken. So I'm like, well, I already know Maggie Huerta is available. I had no idea. Oh, I guess it depends on, I'm not sure. You'll see that prices vary a lot and there's weird names. So, oh, here it is, maggiehuerta.com. So I could buy it. You may wonder about .com and Inc. and I have no idea what that is, or pizza or all of this stuff, but you can look into that if you want. Most people put .com unless you're doing like a nonprofit, like an org. There's so many variations. But anyway, so you can create your own customized domain name easily through things like Squarespace, GoDaddy, and I'm sure if you Googled like domain names, you're going to get all these other options. All right, so that's how you can very quickly and very easily, and even for free if you wanted, you don't have to purchase a domain name, create your own space on the internet professionally with a website. So I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified of more videos like this, then definitely subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care.